Hi, welcome to Consortium News Video. I'm Robert Perry. We have a new story up that deals with a troubling issue. It's the issue of whether or not the Constitution will apply to people who are arrested and detained during the War on Terror. The story's name is Gitmo Justice for U.S. Citizens. And basically it looks at the case of a Qatari man who was arrested shortly after 9/11. He was living with his wife and children in Peoria, Illinois. He was studying at a university there. He was detained first on some criminal charges, but was then taken out of the criminal justice system by President Bush and designated an enemy combatant. There was evidence that the U.S. government had obtained, apparently from the interrogations of other people captured in the War on Terror, that al-Amari had some relationship with Al-Qaeda. So he was put into a brig in South Carolina, and he was essentially left incommunicado. Finally, he got lawyers and was able to file a complaint claiming that he was being denied his rights. The case has now wound its way to the U.S. Court of Appeals in Richmond, and on July 15th, on a 5-4 decision, this conservative-dominated court decided that Mr. al-Amari could not really challenge his designation as an enemy combatant. And that led some of the more liberal judges on the court to conclude that, in effect, the principles being established meant that even U.S. citizens who might be detained at some point in the War on Terror would also be facing similar possibilities of being designated enemy combatants by the president and left in prison for long periods of time. One of those judges, Diana Motz, a Bill Clinton appointee, wrote, "For over 2 centuries of growth and struggle, peace and war, the Constitution has secured our freedom through the guarantee that, in the United States, no one will be deprived of liberty without due process of law." She saw this as a major step toward eliminating that concept. However, the real issue will probably not be decided until November, when the presidential election will decide who replaces George W. Bush. The Republican candidate, John McCain, has made clear that he intends to appoint to the U.S. Supreme Court the kinds of justices that George Bush has, people like John Roberts and Samuel Alito, who both have embraced this idea that the president should have virtually unlimited powers during the War on Terror. They are joined there by Antonin Scalia and Clarence Thomas, making up 4 of the 9 seats. If one of the 5 more moderate justices steps down or dies in office, that would mean that the next president would have the opportunity to fill that seat. If indeed McCain goes through with his promise to appoint more Alitos and Robertses, that would mean that, in effect, the U.S. Supreme Court would begin the process of revising the Constitution, at least how it's interpreted, to allow the president this kind of broad authority to detain people as he sees fit in the War on Terror. To learn more about this story, go to consortiumnews.com and read our piece, Gitmo Justice for U.S. Citizens.